We welcome you in to the Small Ball Podcast alongside Trevor Mikulin and Christian Dennis. I'm Scott Ayers. We have the wonderful and magnificent, we've got a couple ball players in the house too. Trevor, Christian, that looked kind of nice, but you interrupted me because most importantly, we've got the most important man in the house.
Yeah.
And that's Matt G, our producer. Matt, I don't want these guys to talk. I want you to talk. How are you?
I don't get it. I'm on the pod. This is my pod now.
This is totally your pod.
Yeah.
And that's why, and the good news is, Trevor, you bought some new material for our mics. So Matt has his own microphone.
Hello.
We didn't have to scrap from the studio or anything like that. All systems are go here in the Small Ball studio.
Absolutely. We're ready to rock.
Yeah, thanks for submitting that, product request
PO,
that we were sending in. We really kept wanting you to buy another mic, but, you just waited too long that Matt G just...
Actually, I didn't buy anything, and I have no idea what you're talking about right now. Matt brought stuff from Electric Studio.
No, this is my stuff.
Oh, this is Matt's stuff, home stuff. So, good. Well, let's keep going, guys. Let's get the show going.
Good
Nice.
start. Good
Yeah,
start
great
here
start to the
tonight.
show.
But we do actually have a really fun start. All
Yeah.
three of us have talked about this, and Matt's listened in, so he's probably talked about this too.
Yeah.
I love this.
Is we've actually talked about the Phoenix Suns a couple times in our last few podcasts.
Yeah. We're in Phoenix, for those who don't know.
We are in Phoenix,
not a small market.
but
Keep going.
yeah, thank you. But as Christian said, Phoenix, we dubbed them a small market team, but after Katie and having some conversations, the Phoenix Suns are no longer a small market team.
Death to the Phoenix Suns as a small market team. Wow.
I never really liked you guys anyways.
Yeah.
No.
They are going to be headline, front and center of ESPN, Sports Center, all that. And our job on this show is not to cover the teams that are getting a ton of attention and the media and are on ESPN every night. So like we said on episode 1, teams will fluctuate from small market to big market sometimes. And with Kevin Durant coming to Phoenix, goodbye Phoenix Suns and death to the Suns.
Death to the Suns. They are officially big market bozos. They are toast. Yes, there is a but, though.
With every death comes new life.
And with new life, we want to welcome as a new market or small market team, the Brooklyn Nets.
Hello, Brooklyn. Welcome.
Yes, I was gonna start doing ba na 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 na. That's more Knicks related, but maybe they can claim
It's still New York.
It's still New York.
Christian, tell us why the Brooklyn Nets are now a small market team.
The Brooklyn Nets are a small market team because they're just full of guys who are going out there and playing their hearts out.
Yeah.
There's no superstar on their team.
Nope.
There's no guy that's like, coming into free agency looking like, hey, I want to go to the Brooklyn Nets because they have Spencer Dinwiddie. No. People look at Phoenix and they're like, yeah, Kevin Durant's there, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nets, no one's going there. And you know what? We don't want anyone to go there.
Yeah.
I love this team.
I love them.
I
do
love essentially every single player on the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be such a fun team to watch and a fun team to root for. It almost like goes back to when the Nets went on their playoff run before they got like KD and Kyrie, and they were just like everyone's favorite
dogs.
Team. It was like their second favorite team is the Nets.
Yeah, with D'Lo.
I really think this team. I get it if you're in the East and you play them, whatever. I do think the Nets are going to be a lot of people's second favorite team because it's almost like this band of misfits. They're still 10 games over 500. We'll see how they finish, but they just have a bunch of guys that it's hard not to root for. And you mentioned that Brooklyn run a couple years ago. Spencer Dinwiddie was on that team as well.
He was.
And now he's back. And if I'm not watching the Nuggets, I am going to be cheering for the Brooklyn Nets.
Absolutely.
It's almost like Spencer Dinwiddie is the prodigal son.
He
And
is.
he's returned home. And
He's home.
the Nets organization is the loving father that's just welcoming him in. Be like, Spencer, come back. We want you back. They are
so
seriously going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think they're still a pretty good team. They're literally loaded with 3-and-D wings So it's like defensively, they're going to be a nightmare to match up with.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is just their defense is going to be really good. Because Ben Simmons, yes, he's a buffoon on offense this season, but defensively, he's still solid. Mikal Bridges added to the lineup, dude. Dorian Finney-Smith, like they have a defensive, and everyone's favorite on this pod, Nick Claxton.
Yep.
And it's a Nick Claxton
Holding down the
pod.
paint, blocking shots like
He make
they
it
have.
clacks.
Yeah, dude. They're gonna have, I think, a surprising run to finish the season, and I think that they're still gonna be a playoff team. They're gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm just glad we get to talk about Nick Claxton because in the past, Matt would bring him up, and it's like, okay, big market, can't really do this. Now, it's free reign for Nick Claxton.
I'm predicting the future, guys.
You
Okay.
literally did.
Yeah. So very exciting. Very exciting.
It is, yeah. And I'm sure as a Brooklyn fan, you're like, we lost KD, we lost Harden, you lost Kyrie. But
Who did they gain?
they gained the Small Ball Podcast.
Hello.
Hello, butter.
They're excited.
Yes, they had to be thrilled. They're like, we lost one big three, but we got a new one.
We lost Kevin Durant, but we have Christian Dennis now.
Hello.
Yeah, so for the small ball team, we are just so glad to welcome you back, Brooklyn. Come on home.
Welcome back, Brooklyn.
And Brooklyn is 5th in the East, too. How far they'll go or where they'll end up, I'm not sure, but we love them. And that's what matters.
Yep, that's what matters.
all we
Win,
care
lose,
about.
or draw, they're still our sons.
They are still our sons. I
Just
love
trying
the
to roll
pause,
the
too.
prodigal
You're like,
sons.
you're like, son,
But not
son.
to be confused with the Phoenix Suns.
No,
we lost.
No. They are.
That son, that's the older son that later on in this story,
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not. Yeah, that part isn't actually in scripture, but we're pushing him away.
Yeah. S-U-N? No. S-O-N? Yes.
Gosh, that's your daily dose of small ball scripture reading. We'll go to our next favorite segment next to the scripture reading, and that, Christian, is your game of the week because you do research before the show, looking at different games between two small to mid-market teams. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so the one that I picked out is the Washington Wizards. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, yes.
I think this will be a very fun matchup. Being two teams who are kind of on the borderline of the play-in. In fact, they're both in play-ins. The Wolves are the 8th seed in the West, and the Wizards are the 9th seed in the West. So these are games that really matter to these organizations in order to put their push for the playoffs. So it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and gosh, Minnesota, every time we talk about them, we'll be like, oh, maybe they're starting to figure it out. Now they have Mike Conley instead of D'Lo, which, you know what? I actually don't really see that as that big of a downgrade. Offensively, I do think D'Lo has a much higher upside, but also D'Lo to just make such big boneheaded plays late in the game. I think Mike Conley's going to bring a little bit more consistency there. He has experience working with Rudy Gobert, which I don't know what that really means. I saw some tweets about that. I'm like, Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert isn't like some crazy offensive package. But you know what? The poor Wizards, on the other hand, they're just kind of stuck in purgatory basketball.
I actually really like the Wizards, and they've been playing better basketball. It feels like just all of a sudden a flip was switched, and you see them, they're winning games, and their role players are actually performing really well. So Daniel Gafford has been playing good basketball, starting next to Chris
Danny.
Scott's all sad because he played Daniel Gafford in fantasy last week, and
Yeah,
let's just
Trevor.
Let's just say Daniel Gafford gave it to him.
Yeah, I got Gafford. And yeah. So every time Trevor brings up a Wizard, because he had half their roster this last week, they just absolutely crushed me in fantasy.
Another guy is Denny, Advia.
Advia.
Yeah, that's how you
Well
say it.
said.
Yeah, he's been playing really good ball, and Wizards fans are really, really excited for him. They call him Turbo, and there's a bunch of edits of that snail movie Turbo.
Yes.
There's a bunch of edits of him like as a snail. It's really weird. I don't know how he gets it because he's not very fast, but he is their best defender and arguably their best rebounder on the team as a wing. And he's been scoring the ball pretty good the last couple games too. And he's from Israel. A lot of the fans were waiting for him to turn the corner because he was drafted high, lottery pick. And this season, he's finally turned that corner, and fans are getting really excited.
I'm sure trading Rui probably helped get
that's when
some of that
That's when it all started turning.
Yeah.
Which, again, like you take a bad attitude. He wasn't in team huddles, all of that. You take that out of the equation, and you start to see success. Him and Kristaps, too. Denny and Kristaps have a really fun relationship. They're like besties.
That's cool.
Yeah, we love that. And I think both what you guys said are testaments of how important it is to make trades at deadline to get rid of, players with bad mojo. Because I guess D'Lo was kind of having some issues within the locker room. And bringing in Mike Conley, I think what that trade did for Minnesota was Minnesota essentially traded for a man. They didn't get a boy. They got a leader.
I like that a lot.
They got a veteran guy who can, bring in that younger Minnesota team and kind of get them playing right. He's the ultimate true point guard in our league.
And he's never had a technical foul.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy.
You know that?
Oh, I had no idea.
He has
That's
never had a
unbelievable.
technical foul. He had one, but then they reversed it after the game.
Yeah,
Wow.
he said sorry, and they were like, okay, Mike.
Is that what happened?
I don't know, but he probably apologized.
When you okay, so before hitting record on this show, I would have argued that trade was a massive loss. But after hearing the perspective, I think
I
you
like
guys are
that
starting
a
to
lot.
sway me.
And you know what? I just going into the league too. I think Mike Conley's been like one of those players that I've always liked.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's like I don't really like.
If you
Mike
don't
Conley.
like Mike Conley, what is wrong with you?
yeah, that's a red flag.
There's no reason. Major
Yeah,
red flag.
You're not a small market fan if you don't like Mike Conley.
Yes. He's every small market's hero.
Every single one. He's incredible. Was it Memphis originally?
Memphis,
Utah, and now Minnesota.
This dude hates the big market.
He hates it. He's a small market king.
Yes.
And I'm willing to dub him that.
Yeah.
The small market king is
Mike
Mike
Conley.
Conley.
He's my small market king.
Oh
I'm
my
saying this on the pod. Mike Conley, small market king.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
good.
That's high honors. That's
Yeah.
high honors.
The ceremony will be held in the small ball
Oh,
studio.
hail the king!
All hail the king!
Mike Conley Jr.
Is he a junior?
I'm pretty sure. If not, then I just
Mike
named his
Conley
son.
the second.
If I hope Minnesota plays in Phoenix because if he does, we've got to find a way to get that guy a crown
Yeah, we do.
and our T-shirt.
Should we just have T-shirts with Mike Conley
With a crown on it? Yeah.
Small market king, Mike.
Yeah, sitting on a throne. That's good.
That is rich. Well, do we want to make predictions of the game? Who we think is gonna come out with a dub?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to let you guys know, it's in Minnesota. If that changes anything.
Cold weather.
Yeah, cold weather.
It's not going to stop KP.
Whoa, are
And
you
Denny.
taking the Wizards?
Whoa.
I'm taking the Wizards. Big win.
Wow. I'll go Wolves because the king of small markets will finally have his feet underneath him. He's going to play a good game.
I like that.
That's fair. That's fair. I like the Timberwolves in this matchup just solely based on this will be I like held information from you guys. This will be like 3 games in 4 nights
For who?
for the Wizards.
That doesn't matter.
So and yeah, it's a road trip for them. West Coast ish
I
road
think they'll be
trip.
all right.
So I think I like the Wolves, especially the way Anthony Edwards is playing. He's kind of turned it up to a new level. I think
Bradley Beals?
Yeah.
Some can argue Bradley Beals turned it up to another level.
And that
It'll be a
level
good-
is
it'll
just
be a good
being
game.
healthy.
I really do think so.
Yeah, I'm excited for
it'll
us
be
to
fun.
watch together.
Yeah.
That'll be
it's
a lot
gonna
of fun.
good.
Well,
Never mind, keep going.
but that is Christian small market game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of leads us into this week. The last games being played, I believe, are on Thursday because it is All-Star Weekend. We had some moving around due to trades. We had some injuries. And due to those things happening, we've got some great news for small market fans. A couple of new entries into the All-Star game. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Anthony Edwards, who we just mentioned.
Congrats.
Oh, congratulations. Small market
Well-deserved.
guy.
Well deserved.
We have another small market guy, another king,
What?
but not the king. It's De'Aaron Fox.
Fox.
So we've got two.
Well deserved.
We've got two kings in the All-Star
Well
game.
deserved.
And Mr. Siakam
Wow.
out east.
Very well deserved.
Very well deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all three of those guys were kind of the three main names you saw that felt like snubs. And luckily, it stinks that people got hurt, but these are three guys that should have been in the All-Star game in the first place. So to see them all actually in, I think that's great for the NBA.
I agree. I like all those guys. And there's other players in the East maybe that you can argue, like a Trae Young, James Harden. I mean, I don't know if they were looking for specifically front court because KD was the one that's on the way out. But Siakam deserves it just as much as those other guys. And then obviously in the West, Fox and Ant were the two guys that were snubbed in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. I don't even know if there's anyone else you can argue in the West that can take over De'Aaron and Anthony
Scott,
Edwards.
Nuggets fan.
Wow,
Anyone?
that's really interesting. No, honestly, what this does, spin zone, what this does, it just helps Nikola Jokic's case for a third MVP.
How so?
Because now the Nuggets, if they finish top of the West, let's say he averages a triple-double. He did it. He led his team to first in the West, and he didn't have a single All-Star on that roster.
Just him.
Narrative-wise, that's a pretty good narrative. You led your
It's a
team.
great spin zone.
It's a great spin zone.
Welcome to Scott's spin zone.
That's my spin zone. Triple-double, no All-Stars, first in the West.
That's awesome.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm signing up for spin class every week with Scott.
Wow.
Yeah. I just figured we could all have our segments.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, great. Well, All-Star game obviously coming around. Anything else that really All-Star weekend? Can I say a hot take?
Yeah.
Dunk contest can be fun.
10% of the time.
10% of the time, like when Eric Gordon, Zach LaVine, those kind of guys are in, I'm in.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a snooze fest, right?
No, man, this year's going to be good. They got G Leaguers in the dunk contest
Mac
this year.
McClung.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
See, that's my problem. Even if these guys do a 720 backflip dunk, okay, maybe not that extreme, but it's like we want to see big names slam it home.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Mac McClung out there doing between the legs.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder why so many players are like against doing the dunk contest. It's like you got guys like Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, like Kobe Bryant, like guys back in the day who participated and won dunk contests. Like why is it just like this?
I don't know. I feel like the dunk contest, since the Levine and Gordon thing, like they hand out 50s like flapjacks.
They do.
They just give them out. I'm like,
Participation trophy.
Yeah. 50 should be hard to achieve.
Exactly.
That is a 50 is a perfect dunk.
and this is coming from three guys who have never
touched
dunked
a rim.
in their life.
But we can still critique.
We can still critique. That's the beautiful thing.
That's the beautiful thing of owning a podcast.
Yeah.
Something that we own. Also, the 3-point contest, it can also be fun, but it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
All-Star Weekend, I think, is overall fun, but it's like,
Yeah.
is that a bad take? It might be a bad take.
No, I don't think it's a bad take. I think it just varies year by year. But when something fun does go down, you have to watch.
It's so fun when something like seeing all the players freak out because their homie just did a 360 windmill dunk
Yeah.
is
That's
like
cool.
so sick.
And imagine if like one of these years, I think we're gonna get a 3-point contestant that like goes perfect. Like how cool would that be?
That would be
nuts.
that
Stuff
would
like
be
that
really
is
cool.
like it can happen. And the dunk contest could be great, but most of the time it's as Scott said, a snooze fest.
And the new All-Star game format, I think, has helped. Because these guys are
Yeah.
playing way more competitive. There's charities on the line. It makes it a lot more interesting. And one thing, if you're watching All-Star Weekend, that I think will be a lot of fun, is they're drafting like an hour before the game or even sooner. So we're going to just watch live reactions. It'll be the TNT crew, Chuck and Shaq just being Chuck and Shaq. Like that's going to be fun basketball to watch.
I want to see them all like out on the court, and then it's like Giannis and LeBron being like, "I got Jokic."
Yeah.
I imagine that's how it's gonna be.
I hope so, because
Yeah.
like that'd be so sick
That'd
to
be
like
awesome.
literally stare them down in the face and be like, "Shoot, I don't want
I don't want Lori.
I don't want Laurie, but like he's a starter now, so I
Yeah.
have to pick him.
Yeah.
You know, and just to see kind of like the reactions of like, oh frick, like I got drafted over, you know, like Jason Tatum got drafted over whoever.
Right. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best part of All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, they're gonna have to like go and change into the uniform, so maybe they don't do it right before. I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows how they do
But
it.
that's going to be a cool thing to watch, and then obviously the game. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of give our second half or last third of the season thoughts next episode. That's a quick All-Star recap. But there's always one segment I look forward to. On
What's
this
that?
show. It's not obviously talking about who's the prodigal son.
Yeah.
It's not going to be talking about our favorite small market teams.
What is it?
It's going to be with our producer.
Producer Matt.
Facts with Matt. Matt, our OKC expert in the house once again. Matt, what do you got for us?
Guys, OKC, they've been killing it, okay? Last week, they beat the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Kind of sick
win.
because, like, LeBron's like, oh, look at me, I'm shooting. And OKC's like, not in my house, okay? He makes some points, but you're not going to win the game, right? It was close, but
In
not close
LeBron's
enough.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, in LeBron's house.
house
he's
LeBron
over there
built.
crying. He's like, look what I just did. And then OKC said, I don't care. This
Yeah.
is a game.
Okay.
Right? They're like, you just took up all of our game time to be like, yeah, I'm pretty good at basketball.
Yep.
They prove it on the
Selfish.
court, man. Okay?
Agreed.
Just because you're old and can be here.
Okay. Where's this going?
I don't know.
But that doesn't matter, okay? Because guess what? They went from 12th last week to now 10th, okay? They're making their way up in the standings, right?
Climbing.
Which, kind of tie back to what I've been doing. Like, I've been looking at that 53 facts, So gaining up 2 spots into the 10th position, they gained 2 points or 2 positions. So the second fact in this sheet is internet sensation Sweet Brown calls Oklahoma City her home, famous for her saying, "Ain't nobody got time for that."
Wow.
Yeah.
I loved her.
Yeah.
I wonder
You
what
don't love her
she's
anymore?
doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
That's good.
That's
That's a great
interesting.
fact.
Great
Yeah.
fact,
Wow.
Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Anytime. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
From
to, like,
OKC.
rewatch the video and Matt throws in the.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. That's good. And that's
Um,
going to be your outro thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
Perfect.
I'll make the outro.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I already named off the 10th fact a few facts ago. With the Hilo Club being the speakeasy during Prohibition. Remember?
Of course.
Sure.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Sure.
So now 12th, last time.
Okay.
Being with over 300 banjos, the collection at the American Banjo Museum in Oklahoma City is valued at $3.5 million. Wow, that's crazy.
How many banjos is that? Like how?
That's 300 banjos, right?
Oh, 300.
Yeah. So like
Oh.
per banjo average is what, like over 100K.
I don't know what's more impressive, the number or the fact that they have an American Banjo Museum.
It's Oklahoma.
Cool.
That's a great fact, Matt.
But also last week we had a lot of trades going on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw you cooking something up.
I was doing a little cooking over here, right? And
Yeah. What's going on?
I did some research. Found out we got Super Dario
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
on over to to OKC. Yep. So
Is that it?
yep, the big friendly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And
But-
he remains a small market guy because he went to OKC.
That's right.
Yeah. Once was a big market guy in Philly.
That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. But he's
Small
changed his
market
ways.
guy.
It's
I
good.
like that a lot.
Yeah.
Matt, that was really good.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Thank
Anytime.
you. That was Facts with Matt.
Love facts.
And once a week, we call upon Matt. He gives us facts from the great city of Oklahoma City. Our
Can't wait to
expert.
visit. Yep.
I can't wait to send you out there, man.
It's
It's
gonna be
gonna
so
be
nice.
it's gonna be quite the trip. Guys, I think that's a show. That's a wrap, what they say in showbiz. And with that being a wrap, for the great Matt G and the wonderful Charlie Miculin and the very smart Christian Dennis, I'm Scott Ayers. We say so long for now, and we will see you next week. Ain't nobody got time for that.